I was in the full arms of my mistress. And, your mistress doesn't have to be a woman. Your mistress can be pornography. Your mistress can be an addiction, alcohol, drugs. For me, it was work. For lack of a better term, I was just self-centered. I think it's not uncommon.
Well, definitely he worked a lot. I guess he saw where the next step was each leg of the road, and I kind of just followed him wherever he went, and I kind of just felt like more of a tag along than anything.
I was good at what I did, and I then found people appreciated that professionally. And that created an environment that really became just this vicious cycle of success, negotiation of contracts, awards, recognition, sales contests, executive contests. As I became more successful, my reputation at home continually degraded. I had a wife that didn't appreciate me, that didn't understand me. That became a subconscious environment to one that started to gravitate into the conscious. And that was, I didn't want to be there. I wanted to be where everybody loved me. Your mistress can be anything you give your heart to. And it is only through the unbelievable divine gift in my wife that I'm still married. I remember this individual saying, we're talking about family, and, I have a level of conviction that's building. I'm trying to figure some stuff out, but I'm not changing anything. He says, you ever heard of Focus on the Family? I'm like, no, what's Focus on the Family? He goes, it's a radio show. It's ministry. We had cursory conversations around faith and family, and he goes, you should check it out. I'm driving a couple weeks later, and I'm just thinking about stuff, and I just remembered the conversation, turned the station. It took me about 30 minutes to get to work, about 35 minutes to get to work. And it was probably about 7:25, and the radio program was just ending. And it was talking about respect in a marriage. And it was like that elusive moment where you just almost had it. And it was that day. And from 7 o'clock, it then became the governor of my commute. And I was in the car from 7 o'clock to 7:30. I believe at the time, it was just simply the Holy Spirit, because the content was around where my heart was and where I was most broken. The Lord just used the ministry to soften me. My parents raised me well. I had a good heart, but nobody saw it. And it was in that moment I got the first knock me on my butt, straight uppercut from the Lord. I said, dude, you better figure this out pretty quick. Crazy, not crazy, I don't really care, honestly, what people think. What I do know is what I experienced. You've built this castle on sand. And you can take it down, or I can take it down. But it's coming down.
He came home and said, I think I'm supposed to quit my job. And I'm like, no, you can't. I'm pregnant. You can't quit your job. I mean, I'm thinking of insurance, all of that. I'm not going to, we can't do that. And I kind of thought, oh, maybe he's just going to, just say this today. Maybe tomorrow he'll change his mind.
Driving home with my chunky little cell phone, called my boss, 7:30 the next morning. I sacrificed my great mistress at the altar, and I walked away from my career. I would say that the first 10 years, my mind governed.
This was just a mental switch where it was, I need to be there for my kids. I need to be there for my wife.
In the second 10 years, my heart has been on the forefront.